everyone, welcome to my channel, Thread the Needle. This is my Flosstube channel for all things cross stitch. For those of you who are returning viewers, thanks for coming back. I hope you enjoyed today's video. For those of you who it's your first time here, welcome, and sit back and enjoy a few minutes of me chatting about all my lovely cross stitch projects. I think today I would like to start off with a quick shout out to a wonderful fellow stitcher. His name is Darren, and his Flosstube channel is The Dizzy Stitcher. I'm sure many of you already know of him and about him, but he is a great stitcher, and I recently discovered him because a lot of you had said that he had talked about me and my stitching on his channel. So it was a great surprise and wonderful to hear that someone wanted to share what I was sharing. So thank you, Darren, and you guys should really go check out what he's working on. It's some pretty cool stuff. So moving on, let's go on to my works in progresses. I'll probably, like normal, start off with as I get my gallery ready, I'm going to start off with my 3 focus pieces for the year. These are the 3 pieces that I really wanted to get some significant progress done on this year. Next year I might pick some different ones, but this year these are the ones that I wanted to kind of really get some good work done on them. So the first one that I'll give you an update on is, of course, Ganesha, which is by Heaven and Earth Designs. As you'll notice, majority of my pieces are Heaven and Earth Designs, if you didn't already know. So this is the Ganesha piece. It is beautiful, one of my favorite pieces, and I think I'm just towards the end of that one part there. So here is what it looks like now. I'm so very close to finishing. I say that every time. I have been saying that for the last couple of weeks, but I really am. I'm hoping by the time that I get my next video update out to you guys that I will have completed this triangle of blue. So here is all that's left to get to the bottom of, or not bottom, I should say, the side of the whole piece. So I've got, it's mostly just this blue pattern that will be coming up here and a little bit more of his arm, his hand, and his bracelet. But yeah, most of this, so technically it really shouldn't be taking me this long to do it, but I think because it's so much blue, I'm having a hard time picking it up and finishing it. But hopefully in the next 2 weeks, I will really put my mind to it and get her done. Here is what the whole piece looks like so far. So coming along quite well. I'm still so much enjoying this piece. The colors are fabulous and I love working on it. It is being stitched on 22 count, 2/1 full cross. So that's Ganesha. Okay, on to my next regular focus piece of the year is the Mystery Sal. So the Mystery Sal is, as you all know, I don't have a picture to show you because I don't know what it's going to look like. That's what a Mystery Sal is. So it's a stitch along for those of you who don't know. I know a lot of us Flosstubers and stitchers, we use a lot of these acronyms and shortened words of things. So I'll try and remember to kind of give a quick description of what I'm saying. When I say SAL, SAL stands for stitch along. And this is a mystery stitch along, so you don't have an idea of what you're stitching on. And it's a full coverage piece, which is the kind of stitcher that I am. I love my full coverage. So here is how much progress I've gotten on the 3rd page that they've given us, but technically it is the 9th page. So I've got a little bit of something here. I have no idea. It kind of looks like a shell or a sea. What's the word I'm looking for? It looks like a starfish, but it can't be because the theme is wildlife. So, and this almost definitely is an owl, as myself and many of you have guessed or predicted that it's going to be an owl. So what in God's name would some sea life have to do with an owl? So that's all the way in this corner, and then I think there's more coming down here. So this is how much I've got done. Of course, I already had these 2 pages done, and then I'm getting closer to getting more stitching done on this. So a lot of yellow, and it can be very hard because you kind of lose your place because there's so much confetti and it's all different shades of yellow. So it's a work in progress. We'll get there. And let's see, on to my 3rd focus piece of the year. It is a beautiful, colorful piece called Siamese Fighting Fish. And the colors are so bright against a dark background, and I decided to stitch the dark background. Now originally, so this is by a designer called One Stipple Two Stitch. You can find Anita on Etsy, and the picture which she charted is actually a painting done by her son. So here it is. You can see it's the 2 Siamese fighting fish, and look at all these lovely colors, the purples, the blues, the pinks, and the green and teal and the aqua. It's lovely, lovely to stitch. So this is how much I've gotten done. So just the top corner from that picture. It's working out well. I've started another column and I'm trying to get through the black on this. So all of this is black again. So I'm doing my best to kind of stay focused and not get bogged down with the black, because I think it does add so much, because the other colors just pop so much more because of the black, which I'm loving. So this is done on, because it's such a huge project, I wanted to go small so I didn't end up with a full wall covering as opposed to just, you know, a beautifully stitched piece. It is being done on 28 count 1/1 full cross. That's how much I've got done there. And I'm really excited this week because previous to this, the creator, Anita, was only able to, it wasn't PK compatible. So for those of you who don't know, PK is a stitching companion that, an app that came out a little while ago, and it's great. It has lots of great functions. And this originally wasn't compatible, but she has been doing so much background work, working with computer people, tech people to make it available to be able to get on my tablet, on PK, and it makes a difference. So thank you, Anita. Let's see. So those are my focus pieces. Next, let's move on. So my little rotation wheel, my random wheel, picked up a UFO for my next stitch. It picked Peacock Fantasy. I haven't shown this in a while because obviously it's a UFO. For those of you who don't know, UFO means unfinished object. This is about as close to a non-full coverage as I will get. I don't have a picture of the finished product, but maybe by the time I finish this, I might be able to get one for you just to show you. But I don't want to waste time doing that now. It is a peacock. So this is how much I have done. I was able to fill in, you can't see a lot of the stuff that I actually filled in because it was white. So around the eye, there was a lot of white that I put in, and then here, but it just looks gorgeous from away. Let's see. I'm going straight on to the Heaven and Earth Designs website to find you a picture of the finished piece. So it's done on 28 count 1/1 full cross. It's tiny, and I'm finding there is so many colors in this little section. The head and the beak, I only just started the beak this last time. There's so many colors and color changes and confetti filled, and the 28 count 1/1 is tiny. I don't think I could ever go any smaller than that. I know there's a lot of people who can, and no, this is as much as I can handle. So this is what the finished piece is going to look like. So obviously all this white is not stitched. So that is as close to a non-full coverage as you'll get for me. But yeah, so that's how much I got done, and I think it's eventually going to be a beautiful piece, and I can't wait. But it is not one of my regular works in progresses. It will stay in the UFO pile, and I will eventually get to work on it a little bit here and there. So this is my Peacock Fantasy. Next, let's move on to one of my favorites to work on. It is the World Travel Bookshelf. So for those of you who would like to see, the finished piece is actually a 4-shelf bookshelf. I have decided to do it shelf by shelf. So I myself separated the shelves within the pattern, so I'm only stitching the top shelf right now. And here is how much I added onto it. So I added a lot of more color in the sky, and I've been moving down here. So you know what, when I was stitching it, I was thinking, oh, it's just a bunch of colorful sky, there's not really anything going on. And then it's not until you kind of step away from it that you see there's some kind of tower coming up here. Very similar to this one, but obviously it's not because the Taj Mahal is finished on this side. But something's going on here, and I think it looks gorgeous. So this one, I thought I would address, there was a couple of questions about what my thoughts were on how I'm actually going to finish it and frame it. So I've decided to stitch each shelf by itself because I don't think I would ever get the whole thing done if I wanted to do all 4 shelves on the same piece. So this is how much I've got done there. Oh, it kind of looks like that tower, doesn't it? The one come up there. Anyway, so this is how much I've got done. So the way I want to finish it off is I want to frame each shelf individually. I want to get this framed in the canvas type, so like a canvas framing. So I don't know if you can see, but this painting here hanging on the wall behind me, I'm going to tip you up slightly. It's on a canvas, and you see how there's 3 panels? So that is the concept that I want to do with my 4 shelves, 4 individual shelves. And then when they eventually hang on the wall, I'll leave this much space between them underneath each shelf, and so that they will kind of be hung together but separate. So I want to canvas frame them and then put them up on the wall. So that is the plan. When I eventually do get one shelf done, we'll see how it looks. So thanks for the question. It was actually a legit question. You know, what am I going to do? I'm doing them all separately. So what was my plan? And now you know. Next, I worked on this SK Life is an Open Book London. And I'm getting closer to filling up some spaces on the diagonal and getting some more work done on this building. And then I think that's the castle coming up, and getting more done on the clock tower. So it's working out. This is done on 18 count, 2/1. Actually, no, that's a lie. Pretty sure that's 22 count. I'll have to check my notes. But it's so much fun. I mean, look at the detail in the leaves and the ivies. It's so much fun to stitch on, and I'm still enjoying working cross-country stitching on the diagonal. It seems to be a fun way for me to stitch. I'm really enjoying it. So that's the progress I have on that one. And then I picked up QS Peridot. Now, I'm getting very close, you guys. I mean, it's looking gorgeous. So I have more of her dress done. I almost have her arm filled in, and she's gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. I think it's going to turn out beautiful. Hopefully the next time she comes up, I can finish her dress and then finish up filling up the arm, and then I'll be able to fill in all this area here. So always a fun quick stitch, which is what she's called. She's called a QS, which is a quick stitch with Heaven and Earth Designs. So can't go wrong with these little ones. They're so much fun to work on. And she's being stitched on 22 count, 2/1 full cross. So lots of greens, but so much fun. And my final work in progress for the last 2 week stitching period was another colorful one. It is called Enchanted Garden, Heaven and Earth Designs. And here she is. How fun is she? And I'm filling in more of her wings in the back. Finally got to put in some of those dark pinks for her sleeve of her dress. Can't wait to get to her dress because that's so much fun. Lots of colors. I almost had her face filled in. I was really, really close, but I think there's just a couple of stitches left around her mouth. And I love this one, I really do. It's so much fun to stitch on. But those are my works in progresses. It was so much fun this time to stitch on all this variety of projects, which is why I love using the randomizer. It picks the projects for me because I have so many on the go, because I have a short attention span, or my focus changes or my mood changes and I want to work on a different kind of project. So, but I'm never able to pick because I love them all and I want to work on them all. But there are not enough hours in the day, not enough time in the world to stitch as much as I would like to stitch, because life. It is what it is. So let's see. Oh, I also have a fabric of the month to show you. I joined the Be Stitch Me Fabric of the Month Club, and I got my February edition in the mail. I'm in the 18 count Ada Club, and it's called Peony. And it's this beautiful, lovely, muted purple with, I don't know if you can see the shading on that, purples and blues and pinks. It's quite adorable. And fully finished edges. There we go. I don't know how much of the shading you can get, but if you, there we go. I can't wait to find a project to stitch on that. Now that I joined this club, I have quite a few fabrics coming, and I guess that means I have to find some projects to stitch on it, doesn't it? So that ought to be fun. I cannot wait. So it has been lovely catching up with you guys. I have to now catch up on all those Flosstube videos out there. And thank you so much for joining me and watching me, and I hope you enjoyed my video and my update on my projects. More to come next week. I really want to make some progress on some of them, some of the bigger projects, because with the bigger projects it's really hard to see the progress because there's so much still left to do. Smaller ones, even if you stitch just a few hundred, you can actually pick out the progress that was made. So I'm really looking forward this next little while, next 2 weeks, to put in some good work on Ganesha. I want to get some good progress done on her, and I really need to catch up on the mystery sal because the end of the month is coming soon, and April 1st, the next page is going to come out. And you've heard me say many times, I don't want to get behind. I want to finish what needs to be finished before the next page comes out, because I hate being behind. Even though I see the pictures, some of these stitchers who are doing this mystery sal are so fast, and they've already posted their finished pictures online. I don't mind seeing what's coming ahead, but I just don't want to get too far behind. But man alive, some of these stitchers are very fast stitchers. And I don't know, maybe they don't have as many projects as I do, or maybe they're just really fast. Who knows? But I still love what I'm doing. To me, progress is progress. Doesn't matter how long it takes you, how little it takes you. I'm more of a stitcher who stitches for the journey, not just the destination. I enjoy the work that I put in, and of course I enjoy the end result. It brings me so much joy, but I enjoy every single stitch, even the ones that I have to frog. but of course I enjoy every stitch that I put in. And thank you for joining me. It has been a blast today, and I hope to see you again next time. Thanks for watching. Bye now.